Hi, everybody. So good to see you today. Welcome back to Art with Miss Hans. I am so excited to have you with me today because we are going to do a really fun photography project. Usually in the art room, we don't get to do lots of photography, which is too bad because that's my favorite type of art to make. So what you'll need today is your handy dandy iPad to take your photos, and that's really it. So let me show you what we're going to work on today. All right, here we go. Today, we're going to be learning all about photography, a little bit about the history of photography, and then how to make our own ABC photography, our own letter photography. So let's get started. First, I want to tell you a little bit about the history of photography. Did you know that cameras were invented hundreds of years ago? Kind of crazy, right? They couldn't actually make images, like prints of images, till much later. But the very first camera, the camera obscura, was actually just a room with a hole in the wall on one side, just a little itty bitty hole. And when light comes through that hole, it actually projects light onto the wall across the room, upside down and flipped around. So that's a way that artists would use images. They could see the image on the wall, almost like kind of like a smart board, light on the wall, but then they could trace on a piece of paper to help them make their art, which is kind of cool. It wasn't until 1826 that somebody actually made the first photograph, an actual print of a photograph. And since then, we have seen so many different developments of cameras over the years. And nowadays, I'm sure you're all used to using your devices, your phones or your iPads. If you're interested, here's a photo of the very first photo ever made. Pretty cool. And if you're interested in learning more about photography, I've got a great video for you here, and I'll include the link to this slideshow down in the description of this video so you can check it out. It's actually a really fun animation. So today, your assignment is to go hunting for letters. Using your artist's eye, you're going to find and photograph the letters of your name using things from around your house. You must use a different source for each letter. No cheating. I'll be watching. And if you want to challenge, you could do the whole alphabet. So we've got a great example of that right here. Each letter is just a photograph of an object or a building or a certain angle that the artist found just out in nature or out around the house. So here's some ideas for things you can hunt for. You can look for railings or handles. You can check out the shape of windows or sections of windows. Different tiles create some really good angles there. We can see the letter K. And furniture. Maybe not even the whole piece of furniture, but if you frame the picture correctly, could the arm of the chair be like a lowercase r maybe? I don't know, you have to check it out. Some other ideas for different objects you can find are fruit and other food items. These three little strawberries look like a letter E, or that kiwi looks like a letter O. You could try to find some nature items as well. This is just some simple plain old sticks for you guys who want to take it back to basics. You can also play with your toys, but this time in a different way. Maybe you can even find some toys that have some letters on them. Ooh, sneaky cheating, I like it. You can arrange things to make a letter too. So maybe you can't find a rock that's the shape of a letter R on its own, but if you arrange all the rocks together, there you got your R, or a W out of wrenches. Can you tell what this last letter is? I'll give you a second. It's an N. You can also steal existing letters from different places. There's tons of writing around your house on labels and wrappers and books and magazines and newspapers. I bet you can find a lot. Probably also your clothes, your t-shirts, you guys. Oh my God, genius. All right. And if you want to get really tricky, like really tricky, you could use shadows. That would be so cool. I will be extra impressed if somebody uses shadows. Some tips for you though to actually make this work, because it's harder than it sounds. Tip 1 is to zoom in, like really close, like so my eyeball is like a letter O or something. Really zoom in, because if there's too much extra stuff around the picture, people won't know which part is supposed to be the letter. So zoom way in. Secondly, using a black and white mode on your camera can help people to see the letters a little bit better, because sometimes too many colors and too many shapes can be confusing to the human eye. So see if you can figure out how to change your photos to black and white. I'm sure you know how to do that. You can play around with it. Another tip is to take a lot of photos. This is something that all photographers know. You've got to take a lot of photos, and maybe just angle it a little differently, maybe from above, maybe from the side, maybe looking up, maybe from different angles, so that you can pick out the best photo. So take a lot and then go through them and pick out the one best version of that photograph. Then lastly, think large and think small. There's going to be lots of different letters to find, and sometimes you just need to look at the big stuff and the little stuff. Maybe like the roof of your house is a triangle, so that could look like a letter A, but then your fingernail is shaped like a little letter U, like that, like a curve. So there's lots of different ways to play with size as well. And here's some examples. We see which name here. Think about it. Try to read it. Did you say Stacy? Because then you're correct. The next name, let's see. What is this one? Can you tell? What is this one? I can hear you. It's Jackson. You got it. And then this last one down here, a little trickier. I love the slide in this one. That's so fun. What is it? Can you read it? Hudson, that's right, you got it. So I hope you have a ton of fun with this project, and feel free to take the photos and just save them on your own iPad, and we can look at those when we get back to school. Or if you can find a way to put all your letters together, you could post it in Schoology for 3rd and 4th graders, Seesaw for kindergarten, 1st and 2nd graders, or Artsonia for 3rd and 4th who know how to upload there. So I look forward to seeing the art that you submit. You're not required to, but you can if you want to show me. And I hope you have tons of fun. Ooh, and if you want an extra challenge, you can do the whole alphabet. That's right. I wonder if anybody will be able to do that. That would be so cool. All right. I'll catch you later, Hilltoppers. I hope you have a great rest of your day and have a ton of fun at home.